Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with the same module, that is the web application development, and the new session, that is session number 10 after the revision, and some topics of the session number 9 also, that is session number 9, that is the web agent. In the last class we have started with the session number 9, that is the web agent, then moved to the detailed version of the session number 9. So let's start with the previous class session, then moves to today's part, that is session number 9 and session number 10. So we have started with the session number 9, web agents, in the last class. That includes what is a web agent. That is a piece of the software that performs a repetitive task or repetitive service. So whatever service that is available, that is a service that is used for the repetitive service according to a timetable that needs to be requested each time. And on the web, an agent is located in a server from which it serves its clients. And CFMX has a very features that make the language well suited for implementation and such type of services, that is known as the web agents. And even though many types of agents exist, we shall consider only two applications of agents, leaving other for you to design. That is, this only consider the types of agent that exist. And the first application scenario is very simple. That is assuming the news agency that is available in scenario in the who are the web agents, who are using the web agents, or the role of the web example that we have discussed in the last class. That is used as a news agency that is developed the web agent that is developing the web agencies. Uh, so these are the various outline that is composed of the agent, that is a retrieval, dispatcher, scheduler. So these are the various that is covered by the scheduler and that by the receiver. So these are the various outlined area that is composed, and the retrieval collects and retrieves the data. So it's a responsibility of the retriever to collect the news that is available for the this one. Then we will discuss about the agent number one. That is a very basic idea, that is client that is used. That is the agent number two is discussed in the last part of the session. That is today's class. Then the first task that is considered is to retrieve the news from the CNN net service only once every second hour, and maintaining an updated local value or local copy that is requested by the client on the demand. So web agents also includes a template for the following task. What is the following task that is carried out? So news collecting and maintaining on maintenance part. So where is the news that is used for the collecting and the maintenance part. Then setting of the scheduling part. That is the setting of the scheduling part. That is also one of the part of the category of the, we can say, the news and the category part. That is the news and the collecting maintenance. Then the setting of the maintenance. Are you able to are you hello Larry, are you able to hear me right now? Is that okay? Hello Larry. Okay. So there are multiple templates that is used for the template that is used for the following task that is developed. So there is a news collection, that is available. Then there is a maintenance part, setting of the scheduling part. This is the figure that we have discussed. That is the client and the machine or scheduler that is carried out in this one. So there is a client, there is a scheduler, there is an agent, there is a news resource. So there is a core of the first template, or the first template, that is a powerful CF HTTP tag, which can be compared with the CF query tag. So whatever the tag that is developed, that is used with the CF HTTP tag, which can be compared with the CF query tag, that is used with the Microsoft difference, that is used one of the feature that is used with this one, that the CF HTTP tag queries other service also, other service nodes are database. This is the content, that is we can say the coding that is used for the CFM. There is the agent.cfm, then there is the CF HTTP method equals to get URL equals to this one. So this is the URL for the HTTP. Then the resolve URL equals to yes, then CF HTTP close. So this is the opening of the CF HTTP, this is the closing of the CF HTTP. And again we have discussed about how to use the CF HTTP, that is how to make the linking in the navigation page, or how to navigate in the page, that is done by the CF HTTP. This is the role of the agent administrator that will use, that is how to specify the start and the end time and the frequency of the data that is used for the specifying the data that is used in the that is used in increasing the data, increasing the volume that is developed in getting the data into the scenario. So whatever the data that is used, that is getting the data into the scenario that is developed for the database engines. So this is the schedule form.cfm. Then there is the h2, then font color equals to blue, that is scheduling or deleting the news collection. So whatever the schedule, whatever the deleting the characters that is used for the news collection. Then there is a p tag. The first one is scheduling the data collection, that is schedule the data collection. Then the form will be created like this one. There is a scheduling that is developed, then the form will be created for these interval, that is the start time, end time, and so on. And the start time is denoted within the bracket, that is a month, date, and the year. Then there is a text box that is created, then there is a start time, again there is a text box, then there is a update interval, again there is a text box, end time, again there is a text box, end time. This is the start date, start time, update, end date, end time. So there is a time, there is a date that is given with the proper intervals. Timeout for the request also, that is also carried out with the request, that is also timeout request. That is the timeout that is generated for this one, and there is an input type that is used, that input type is used for the submit button, that is a now the submit button will be created for this one. Now if the stop option is selected in the schedule form.cfm, the following template is running. So this is the template that is running in the schedule form.cfm if the stop option is selected. That is the delete.cfm, then cf schedule action equals to delete, task equals to agent. So we are giving the task, we are giving the action equals to delete, and task is given as a agent. Then cf output. Then there is a h3 tag, that is the heading number 3 tag, that is saying that the agent task deleted, that is saying that the agent task deleted, that is displayed on the screen. Then there is the cf output. The final components of the news service is a form for the client to request the news. So whatever the client service, whatever the news service that is available, that is denoting the news service, is a form that is used for the client to request the news. Then there is the index.cfm, then there is a p tag, h2 tag, font color equals to blue, information collected by the or collection by the agent. So whatever the information that is collected by the agent, that is the schedule, that is of the font color equals to blue, and the information collecting by the agent. Then the font will be closed, and h2 will be closed, p will be closed. Then again there is a p, do you want a news, that is displayed in this one. So this is just the basic agents, normal agent. Now next is we have discussed is the advanced agent, that is the agent number 2, that accepts the subscription for the news pages containing the topic specified by the user in the form of keyword. So whatever the keyword, whosoever they are using the keyword that is displaying the subscription for the news pages, that is displaying the pages, that is used for displaying the pages, that is that is developed for displaying the pages, that is developed for maintaining the page that you have maintained, that is maintained for developing the page. And every time a new page will be generated, that is retrieved from the news, so it is used for the setting of the pages that contains only the topic that is requested for the subscribers. And on request, this agent sends a subscription form. So there is a subscription form that is developed with this one. Now this is a scenario. There is a scheduler, there is a news resource, but there are multiple or 3 parts that is also used in this one. There is a dispatcher who dispatch the data, there is a parcel, and there is a retriever. Figure number 2 gives an overview of the application. This agent consists of 5 logical parts. There are 5 logical parts in this one that is used with the 5 logical parts. That is a scheduler, then there is a news retrieval, then there is a subscription service, parcel, and the discharger. And the parts will be discussed in a slightly different order in the following paragraph. And before the agent can be activated, the news sources and the retrieving frequency must be specified. So the news sources and the frequency, or retrieving frequency, that is in which frequency the data will be retrieved, that is the retrieving frequency within the news. And there are 2 news sources that is available, the same, there is the CNN and the Washington Post. This is one of the example of the schedule form that as we have discussed in the normal agent. Output of the scheduling, this is the output that is available with this one. There's the scheduling the service, then specify the scheduling date, that is end date, and the time that may be left blank. This is the scheduling. Then there is a start date, and then there is a start time. So there is a start date that is available, that is a month, MMDDYY. Then there is the start time, that is the hours, minutes and the second. Then there is a update interval that is available within the second. Then there is a end time or end date, that is available in the MMDDYY and the HHMMSS. Then there is a timeout for the request. So that is a timeout that is available for the request. That is a timeout for the request. Then click on the schedule button. That is a click on the schedule button that is available. That is the schedule. This is the Asian scheduling form that is implemented by the service.cfm template. This is the service.cfm. This is the action equals to register.cfm. That method equals to post. Then table will be created for this one. There is a tr, that is a table row. There is a td, that is a cell. What is the first cell that contained? That is the your name. This is available in the first cell. Then after that, another cell, there is a text box. That means giving the text box as a in one cell and giving the your name label in the next cell. Then td, your name and email address, that is in the one cell, and the text box that is in the another cell. So there is a new email address. Then there is a topic in which you are interested, that is in the one cell, and the top text box that is available in the next text or next cell. Then there is the source for the service that is available in one cell. There are multiple cells that is left blank for their filling up, that is the source for the service. Then Washington Post, that is the input name equals to source, then type equals to radio, then value equals to 1. Then again there is a tr, td, cnn, td, input name source, that is type equals to radio. Then tr, then Washington, then cnn. So these are the various type sources, that is radio button will be created for the td and the trs. Then again there is a tr, again there is a td, that is the number of days you want the service. So whatever the days, whatever the number of days that you want the service, that is available within the td tag. Then there is a tr, td, input type equal to submit. So there is a submit button that is used in this one. Then there is a tr closing, and the table will be closed over here. So the table will be closed for getting the table content that is used for the table content that is used in the table scenarios. So the table will be closed after getting the rows and the columns. Now this form indicates the similarity with the search system in which one keyword is permitted in the search. So whatever the system, we are using the system in which keyword generated in this one. So there is a search keyword that is generated for the whatever the searching that is done, that is searching is done in the with the use of the keyword. And improvement of this form would to permit the multiple topic keyword. That means we can search for the multiple topic, we can search for the multiple topic keyword that is available in searching the contents, and topics that were structured into the complex request, as for example or possible in the search engine that is discussed in a previous session. So whatever the session that we have discussed, that is also discussed in the previous sessions. The contents of the subscription form is registered in a table that is known as the agent number 2 at a data source. That is the agent number 2 that is available, that is used as a hash session.data source hash set in the application.cfm. So that is a session.data source that is available in the application.cfm. Then there is a register.cfm, then cf set, then my date equals to now, that is a now will be available with this one. Then cf set, then until equals to date format, date add, d, form days, my days, dd, yy. So this is available as a set, that is set the until variable as a date format, that is using the date add, d, form days, my date. Then there is a cf query, then name equals to register. So giving the cf query as a name, that is a register, then data source equals to session.data source. So that is giving the data source as a session.data source. So that is giving the cf query, then name equals to register, then data source equals to data source, that is used with this one. Then insert into the agent number 2. So that is inserting the values into the agent 2. Now what are the fields that is carried out? That is the name, then email, then topic, then until. Then values are the form.name, form.email, form.topic and until. So these are the various values that is filled in the name, email, topic, until. That is the insight into the Asian number 2. Then the CF query will be closed over here. Then the CF output will be closed. So that is the CF output, CF query that will be available with this one. Then there is a H3, then font color equals to blue, then form dot name, that is a BR tag. So there is a BR tag that is available within this one. So that is a font color equals to blue, and your request has been recorded. So this is available within one font, that is within the HR tag. Then the CF output will be closed. Now from the line 1 to 6 there is a CF query that is available in this one, that is for the register.cfm, that is from line 1 to 6. If the registration is successful, a message is returned by the subscriber by mail. The main examples of agent 2 covers the retrieval, parsing and discharging of the news to the subscriber. So whatever the subscriber that is using the agent 2 that covers the retrieval, parsing and discharging of the news to the subscriber. That is agent 2.cfm. Then CF HTTP method equals to get. So there is a method that is used as a get. Then there is a URL is given as a www.cnn.com. There is a resolve URL that is yes. Then timeout equals to 300. So that is the CF HTTP method that is equals to the get. There is a URL that is given as HTTP www.cnn.com. Then CF HTTP will be closed. So this is the opening of the CF HTTP. Then this is the closing of the CF HTTP. Then CF file action equals to write. Now the action will be given in the file, that is what is the action, that is we are mentioning the action as a write. Then what is the file, that is the application path, then temp.html. So the file name is available, or file name is the temp.html. Then output equals to cf http.file content. So whatever the file content that is available, that is using the http content. Then cf file equals to read, then file application.path, then temp.html, then variable equals to retrieved. Then action equals to write. So this is the write, then this is a read, and this is a write, then this is the file that is available, then output equals to retrieve. Then cf http method equals to get, then there is a URL that is given as www.washingtonpost.com. Then there is a cf http. Again there is a cf file, then action, then write, then application.path, temp.html. That means it is giving the action as a read, write, and the write. There is a write, then read, again write the application path, that is a retrieve 2.html. And what is the output, that is retrieve number 2. There is a CF query that is available as a subscriber and selecting the name in these queries. Now there is a remarks on the scheduling that is available. So the scheduling of the agent can be difficult to implement. So what is the remark of the query, or what is the remark that is available on the scheduling? So it is very difficult to implement the remark, so it is very difficult to implement the scheduling of the agents. There are, however, several alternatives for scheduling processes. There are multiple alternatives that is used for scheduling the processes. The Cold Fusion administrator has been referred to several times. So the Cold Fusion admin has been referred to the several times, but it requires that the developer has access to its utility. So whatever the utility that is available, that is used for accessing the developer, that is used for accessing the scheduling concept, that is used with the scheduling time. And another possibility is to use the metadata. So what is another possibility that is used? That is using the metadata. Example, the meta http equals to refresh, and content equals to 18,000. So that is the metadata that is available, that is http equip, that is a refresh, then content that is available is 18,000. This is one of the concept that is used with the metadata. And at the top of the agent.cfm template that is used, so that is using the dropping the scheduling template, that is the agent.cfm. And the template must be kept running. So that means the template, whatever the template that is using, that must be kept running for the data that is using the service, that is using the concept as long as the service is offered. So whatever the term that is used, that is using the metadata, that is the meta http equivalent, that is equals to the refresh, that is the content equals to 18,000. and the template must be kept running as long as the service is offered. That must be kept running. And using the example, the agent template will be executed every 18,000 seconds. That means the agent template, whatever the agent template that is executed every 18,000 seconds, that is every 5 hours. So within every 5 hours, the execution of the agent will be, or the agent template will be executed. And this alternative is simple but requires that the admin of the agent keep the template running as long as he offers a service. So whatever the service that is available, that is offering with the scheduling concepts, that is offering with the template running. Now for the first or the first alternative that is used, that is difficult to implement. So Cold Fusion will be used several times to implement the developer to access the utility. Another is we using the metadata, and the third alternative, that is available with this one, is to select the settings, then control board, then schedule task. So these are the various settings that is used for the window, that is scheduling, control board, or the control board, and there is a schedule task. So these are the this is the third alternative. So first alternative is to implement it, and then the second alternative is using the meta tag. Then the third alternative that is used is using the settings, control board, and the schedule task, that is using the wizard for the setting of the executions. Now the next is other internet agents. So we are finished with the normal agents, we are finished with the admin agents. Now the next agent is the other internet agents, except or beyond the normal agent, beyond the admin agent, these are the other internet agents. So CF HTTP tags open for the development a number of different internet agents. So whatever the number of agents, whatever the different scenario that is used for the different number of internet agents, information can be downloaded from the remote host in our agent example. So whatever the example that is giving, so they're giving the example of the internet agents, they're giving the example that is related on the information agents. But information flow can also be uploaded from a local host to a number of remote hosts. So whatever the number of remote hosts that is used, so that will be used for remoting the content. For example, a new agency or the news agency has its own course of field reporters uploading their news from the laptop to the agency host network as soon as they finish their stories. So whatever the stories, whatever the content that is using the concept of the database concepts. Newspapers around the country can also subscribe to the news according to the specified time. So whatever the timing that is available, that is used the specified time, that is using the specified time with this one. And the individual newspaper can process the accepted story in its folder that is used with the HTTP request. So there is the HTTP request that is using the newspaper for the profiling of the customers. And the agency host download automatically the news stories to preset folders in the newspaper host according to their specified time schedule and the topic profile. So whatever the time schedule, whatever the topic profile that is available in the newspaper host, that is according to the specified time schedule and the topic profile. And individual processes or the newspaper can also process the accepted stories in its folder for the stories from the new agency according to their individual editorial pictorial. So whatever the editorial pictorial that is used, that is developing the content, that is using the concept of the data resources. A famous type of agent, that is the stock exchange marketing agent, they monitor the stock exchange value on a continuous basis. So that is a famous type of agent that is available, that is a stock exchange monitoring agent, that is a famous type of agent. They monitor the stock exchange values on a continuous basis and signals automatically crucial changes to subscriber of their service. So that means this is one of the important type of the agent, that is a major type of agent that is available is the stock exchange monitoring agent, that is using the stock exchange monitoring agent. They monitor the stock exchange value that is used, that is available for this one, that is used for the continuous basis, that is used on the continuous basis, and signal automatically on a crucial change that is used for the service. So whatever the service that is using that crucial service for their stock exchange. Now the last one is the spider agents. So one of the agent is the stock exchange agent who acts as a mediator between the various values, who acts as a mediator in the stock exchange. So they monitor the stock exchange values on a continuous basis and signal automatically crucial changes to subscriber of their service. So whatever the service that is using, so that is using the subscriber of the service. Now the last one is spider agents. So one is a normal, then admin, then other internet agent that include the stock monitoring agent. Then next is the spider agent that crawling around in the internet is another well-known application that is known as the spider agent. That is using the internet, that is another well-known application. In the spider application, the agent widgets a set of already recorded website. So there is a already recorded website that is used as an agent. So the visits a set of the already used websites, already recorded websites that passes the pages for relevant content. So that parse the pages for the relevant content, save their content, follows identical links to new pages and repeat the parsing. That means they repeat the parsing for their content, following the identify link to the new pages and repeat the parsing. And some spiders revisit already recorded pages and make comparison for updating. So whatever the comparison, whatever the content that will be used, that is used for the recording the concept, that is used for recording the pages and make comparison for updating. That is known as the spider agents. Now these are the various exercises of this session, that is the session number 9, that is the web agent. Now session number 10, that is the data exchange, how the data will be exchanged between this one, that is session number 10, that is the data exchange. So let's take a break right now, then move to this session, that is session number 10, that is the data exchange, that is used for the exchanging the data, that include the HTML, XML, HTTP request, syndication. So whatever the syndication, whatever the concept that is using, so they are using the indication of the data exchange, that is a syndication. So let's take a break right now, then move to session number 10 after the break. Let's take a break. So come back from, so next session that is available, or that is you going to study session number 10, that is a data exchange, that is a syndication, that is a but how the data will be exchanged, that is known as a syndication, that is a data exchange syndication. So the first topic that is used as XML, that is the extensible markup language, that is considered a language which in the future may be replaced HTML for coding the web pages. So if there is a coding that is used for the HTML, that is replaced by the XML in the coming days in the future, that is XML, that is extensible markup language. So that is considered a language which in the future may replace HTML for coding the web pages. It is an HTML, a derived subset of the HTML. So that is the HTML, that is a derived subset of the HTML, that is a standard generalized markup language, and permits a programmer to define new tags and their meaning for different applications. So there is a HTML, that is a standard generalized markup language that permits a programmer to define the new tags. So that defines the, or that permits a programmer to define the new tags and their meaning for the different applications. So whatever the meaning of the different application, whatever the meaning that is used for the different application, that is using the HTML, that is a standard generalized markup language. So that is a subset of the HTML. This this tag can be defined in a DTD, that is the document type definition, that is the DTD, which may either be embedded in the XML file in which it is used. So whatever the XML file, whatever the data that is used, that is a DTD, that may be embedded or that may be used either in an XML file which it is used, or if the tags that is used in the server file. DTD may be used in a separate file that is downloaded with the XML file. That means the document template file either can be used with the XML file, or it may be downloaded, or it may be used by the browser in a accept manner. The presentation style of the XML file contents can be separated from the structure of the file in a style sheet prepared by means of the XSL, that is extensible style language that is used, that is the XSL, that is extensible style language that is used in a style sheet. And XLL, that is extensible link language, a language for defining the hypertext links in the XML web pages. So whatever the link web language that is used, that is the language for defining the hypertext links in the HTML page, that is used for defining the web pages, that is used for that belongs also to the family. And the XML document object is a special data type. So that is a special data type that is used in this one, that is used in the CFMX. And there is a XML that can be easily converted to this data type by means of this function, that is a XML parse. So there is a XML parse that is used with the XML language, that is a part of the CFMX. Great advantage of the XML document object is that it can be processed by the ordinary CFMX structure function. There is an ordinary CFMX structure function that is used as a part of the XML, that is ordinary CFMX structure function. And the XML document must be strictly well informed. So that must be strictly well informed about the data, that is strictly well informed or well formed, that is XML document. It is well formed if it is free of syntax error. That means if there is not syntactical error, there is no grammatical error, that it is well formed, that is XML language. And if the syntax error exists in an XML document, so if there is any syntax error that exists in an XML document, it cannot be processed. So XML is an extensive topic that deserves its own course. That deserves the own course, that is XML. In this course, we have a space only to refers to the interested student to the short introduction of the XML in RBB. So there is a short introduction of the XML in the RBB, and to the many books issued in the recent years on the topic. So whatever the recent books, whatever the data that is available, that is used in the RBB, that is issued with the recent years on the topic. And in the remaining of this session, we shall discuss a technology for exchanging the data between different types of computer platforms. So whatever the computer platform, whatever the data that is available, that is based on the XML that is used with the XML. So in simple terms, in crux, when we say about the XML, that is advanced feature of the HTML, that means there is a more coding that is available within the HTML that is used for the computer platform that is based on the XML. And this technology, that is the WDDX, does not require any extensive knowledge about the XML language. So whatever the language, whatever the knowledge that is available, that is used with the XML language. Now, what is WDDX? That is a web distributed data exchange. That is how the data will be exchanged. That is a web distributed data exchange. So WDDX, that is a web distributed data exchange, is an open technology for exchanging all kinds of data by means of an XML representation. So that may be any presentation, that may be XML presentation, that is used for the exchanging all kinds of data, that is done by the WDDX, that is a web distributed data exchange, that is an open technology for exchanging the all kinds of data by means of an XML representation. It is intended to be used for exchanging the data among applications that is implemented by different software languages. So whatever the software languages that is used, that languages will be provided, or that languages will be represented in the XML language, that is the WDDX. And it is intended to be used for exchanging the data among applications implemented by different software languages and run on different hardware platforms. And WDDX is constructed on the simple assumption that data is to be exchanged is serialized from the local language of the sender to a representation. So whatever the data that is finalized, that is used with the assumption that data to be exchanged to be serialized. So the data is serialized from the local language to the language that is generated, that is readable by all the systems, and also deserialized to the foreign language of the receiver. That means it is serialized with the local language and it is deserialized with the foreign language of the receiver. The exchange requires that serialization and the deserialization function exist for each environment participating in the exchange. So whatever the environment, whatever the function that exists for the environment that participating in the exchange, that requires the serialization and the deserialization. And the required WDDX functions have already been prepared for many programming languages and can be downloaded freely from the that is whatever the WDDX function that is available over the internet for the many programming languages, that can be loaded freely or downloaded freely from the net. And in CFMX, serialization and the deserializations are controlled by, so whatever the decentralizations that are controlled by the special tags that is a CF WDDX, then action equals to dash, then input equals to dash, then output equals to dash. That means it is given as a CFW DDX. Now the action that is given, input that is given, and output that is given over here. The tag can be used without any knowledge of the XML. So whatever the content that is available, so that can be used without any knowledge of the CFWWX. And the tag can be used without any knowledge of the XML. The action attribute can take two values in which we are interested. This can take any two attribute that is used, which we can in which we are interested. CFML2 WDDX is used for the serialization. That is used for the serialization. That is taking the values, that takes the two values in which we are interested. CFML2 is used for the serialization, and the WDDX2 CFML for the decentralization. Two more will be discussed in the last session. That is the last session that is discussed. There are two parts. One is the CFML2 WDDX, that is used for the serialization, and WDDX2 CFML for the decentralization. And other languages are also corresponding with these, each part having this one. And using the technology, and that may be any technology, that may be SMTP, that is simple mail transfer protocol, that may be FTP, that is a file transfer protocol. So any protocol, any language that is used, any technology that is used to serialize the data that is to be sent, and decentralize or deserialize the data that is received. So any technology that can be used to serialize the data and deserialize the data. So whatever the data that is sent, that is serialized data, and whatever the data that is decentralized, that is the data received. So that is the data to be sent and the data to be received. Now, data exchange between art gallery. So whatever the art gallery is, how the data will be exchanged between them. So the WDDX technology is demonstrated in the following scenario. That is how the WDDX technology is demonstrated. Consider two cooperating art gallery, that is A and B, which have been agreed to inform each other in the text and images about their stroke of painting at the end of each month. That means they agree to stroke their exchanging, or they agree for the art gallery that agree to inform that each other in text messages about their stroke of painting at the end of each month. That is, what is the stroke of painting that is available in the text and the images at the end of each month. This kind of loose cooperation is often referred as content known as the syndication. So that is a loose cooperation that is refers to the content refers to the content that is known as the syndication. So whatever the loose cooperation, whatever the whatever the loose scenario that is developed, that is known as the syndication in this case. The following data about each painting should be included in the exchange. So whatever the exchange that is developed, so these are the following data that should be included in the exchange. First is the identification, that is the identification of the data, the name of the picture, the name of the artist. So one is identification, the name of the picture, the name of the artist, then time at which the painting was completed, then estimated value, then picture of the painting. So these are the following data that should be included in the exchange. That is identification, the name of the picture, name of the artist, time at which the painting was completed, then the estimated value, then the picture of the painting. So these are the various painting data that is used, that should be included in the exchange. And each gallery has its own database not available on the web. So whatever the data that is available, that is used for the available on the web. A problem for the data exchange is that the partner have different hardware platform. That is, the partner have a different platform that is running the different operating system. So whatever the operating system that is using the different data exchange, that is, the partners have a different platform, different hardware platforms, run different operating systems and database system. So that is using with the hardware platform, that is using with the different operating system, that is using with the database system. So that is a database system, different platforms, and the different operating system that is developed for the web, that is used for the web, that is used for the data exchange, that is using the different partners. Fortunately, WDDX modules exist for both system requirement or environment. So whatever the data that is available, that is used for the system environment, that is a WDDX module that exists for both the system environment. this shows the data exchange scenario between the two galleries. That is shows the data exchange. There is a client 1, there is a client 2, then client n plus 1, client n plus 2, there is a host A, then serialization, decentralization, deserialization, serialization. So these are the various serialization part that will be used. There is a client, then client number 2, then client n plus 1, n plus 2, and there is a host A, host B, database A, then gallery A, gallery B. This is the data exchange, how the data will be exchanged between the A and the B. That is the client 1, client 2, client n plus 1. So whatever the client, whosoever the client that is using the n plus 1 and the n. Or the client 1 and the client 2 and client n plus 1 and the client n plus 2. There are the serialization, deserialization, then there is a host. So from the client 1 and 2, it is available with the host A, that is going for the serialization, that is going for the deserialization, that going to the host number B. Then the database B have a gallery A and the gallery B. Then from host A there is serialization, that is going to the, that is doing the deserialization, then going to the host number A. And the host A is connected to the database A, gallery A and the gallery B. And there are two clients that is used with this host A. And this is client n plus 1 and the n plus 2. This is the data exchange between the gallery A and the gallery B. Now, implementation of the exchange, that is how to implement the exchange or the implementation of the exchange. And these are the data about each painting. This is one of the example that is developed in this one. So following data about each painting should be included in the exchange. So what are the various data that is used? That is identification, then name of the picture, then name of the artist, then time, estimated value, and the picture of the painting. That is the name, picture, name of the picture, name of the artist, identification, time, estimated value, and the picture of the painting. So this is the implementation of the exchange. So to demonstrate the WDDX data exchange, we consider the following templates. So to demonstrate the WDD data exchange, that is what is the WDDX data exchange. So there are following template that is available. That is index.cfm, that generating the menu for the application. That is index.cfm will be used for generating the menu for the application. Then form store.cfm and store.cfm for packing and storing the new pictures data. That is used for the packing and the storing of the new picture or few picture data. That is a form store.cfm and the store.cfm that is used for packing and storing new pictures data. Then transmit.cfm for retrieving and sending the stored picture data. So this is the transmit.cfm. So one is index.cfm, then form store.cfm and store.cfm. Index is used for generating the menus, and form store is used for packing and storing the new picture. Then transmit is used for the retrieving and sending the stored picture data. That is the transmit.cfm. Then the packet.cfm is used for the inspecting a received WDDX packet data. So whenever we are receiving the WDDX packet data, that is used for the packet.cfm. Then there's a table.cfm that is used for the unpacking and view the received image data. So these are the various template that is available in the WDDX. That is index.cfm that is used to generate the menu as a name advice, index.cfm. Then the form store.cfm and the store.cfm for packing and storing the new pictures data. That is the form store.cfm and the store.cfm. Then the transmit.cfm for retrieving and sending the stored picture data. That is the transmit.cfm. Then packet.cfm that is used for inspecting and received WDDX packet data. That is the packet.cfm. Then the table.cfm for unpacking and view the received image data. And this menu, the menu is quite ordinary and should not need any explanation. So the menu is quite ordinary and should not need any explanation of this menu. So this is the index.cfm, this is the div, then align equals to center. So whatever the line that is used, that is aligning the content into the center. Then there is a h2, then font color equals to blue. So there is a h2 that is available, that have a font color that is a blue. Then menu for WDDX example. So this is the menu that is used for the WDDX example. then the font will be closed and the H2 will be closed. Then the table tag will be opened, and in this there are multiple rows and the multiple columns. So in the first row, that is available with the TR, that is done with the TR, then there is a TD, then there is a linking, that is the AHREF, then form store.cfm, that is the linking will be used, the link will be created for the hyperlink, that is the form store.cfm. Then AHREF, then transmit.cfm, then transmit data, then AHREF, then table.cfm, then see the table, then packet.cfm, then see the packet. So this is the form store.cfm, transmit.cfm, table.cfm, and the packet.cfm. So these are the various packet, these are the various transmit that is used with the form store, transmit, table, and the packet. Then the table will be closed. That means it is used with the hyperlinks, it is used with the cells, and the hyperlink that is used for the table data, that is used for the navigation, that is using the A tag, that is the anchor tag, and there is the HREF, that is the hyper reference or hyperlink reference. The form store.cfm initiates the form for uploading the new picture for your client. That means the form store CFM is used for the packing and the storing new picture data, that is used with this one. So this is a menu that is generated with the index.cfm. So this is the index.cfm. In the same way, there is a form store.cfm. In the same way, there is a store.cfm. In the same way, there is a transmit.cfm. These are the various CFM that is used in this one. So today, in the today's class, we have discussed only this index.cfm, that is for maintaining the index. So this is the, first of all, it is aligned the center, then there is the H2 tag, that is menu for, this is given in the big heading, that is the H2. Then the table will be opened over here, then the table tag will be opened, then there is a TR, TD. Within the TR, there is a TD, that is the cell that is used with the AHREF, that is used with the storing the picture in the database. So when you click on the storing the picture in the database, so the form store.cfm will be open. So this is one part, this is one part. Then in the same way, there is a transmit data. So when you click on the transmit data, the transmit.data or transmit.cfm will be open. This is transmit.cfm. So this is nothing but the menu, that is the first phase. Then there is a next part, then there is a table.cfm. So when you click on the table or when you click on the C table, the table.cfm will be activated. In the same way, when you click on the C packet, the packet.cfm will be activated. So these are the various menus, and the table will be closed. That means within a cell there are multiple tables. Within a table there are multiple cells. One that is used for the simply the storing the hyperlink, like a website. When you click on the link, the new page will be open. In the same way, when you click on these menus, that is store the picture data into the database, transmit data, see table, see packet, so the new page will be open, and this coding is also given inside. These different codings we are discussing in the next class. In the next class, we are going to start with these form store.cfm, transmit.cfm, table.cfm, and the packet.cfm. All right. That's all for today's session, and thank you so much everyone for listening me. That is, in the tomorrow's class I'm discussing your next topic, that is your form.store.cfm. Now if there is any doubts, any query, you can ask the doubts from me, Larry. Any doubts, Larry? Hello, yeah, Larry, are you able to hear me? Any doubts, Larry? Yeah, I have received your assignment for the procedure programming. Thank you. Yes, I have received.